All right, welcome, gang, again to another episode of WODtv. I'm here with Lucas Parker, and we're going to be starting a new phase of our episodes called Lucas Parker Road to the Games.
That's right. It's going to be 6 to 8 week video series, sort of chronicling and highlighting some of the different workouts that I'm doing, the preparation leading up to the 2014 CrossFit Games, and giving you a little bit of an insight into what it takes to get me ready for the biggest competition of my life.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll be covering things that, may not be applicable to the everyday CrossFitter, but stuff that's going to help you kind of get ready for that really tough test of fitness that's going to come in the end of, or the middle of July. So maybe let's start by saying, or asking you how your training's different this year compared to previous years you've got ready for the games.
Honestly, I think a lot of it is just sort of a mindset and philosophy thing where I talk a lot about sort of this 5-year plan that I have, and over the past 2 or 3 years I've had almost sort of a deep-seated fear of getting too much into full-on CrossFit training, and I've kept a lot of my training very monostructural, so just isolating lifting sessions and just isolating running sessions and rowing sessions and swimming sessions and gymnastics sessions. And with the belief that by sort of maximizing my potential in the separate areas that I'd be able to put it together come game time. But I think what has been lacking and what I've been building towards this year and next year is doing a lot more of just the typical kind of CrossFit integrated training, because there's that little piece of magic that's lost when you do isolated sessions, and that combination and the very unique sort of discomfort and training stimulus that you get from combining the different modalities. And that's CrossFit 101, and it's taken me a few years to sort of build up to diving into that, but I think it's going to make the difference.
Yeah, I agree, and it's a bit loud there. Thinking about each event at the CrossFit Games, it's a race, right? Each event is a race, and knowing your specific engine and where you can go to in different duration workouts is pretty important, because you want to make sure in that single time you get to experience that workout, you get the best placing as you go through, right? So
agree. And I think that's one of the things that you've been helping me a lot with lately, is planning out my week and making sure that that I'm thinking and programming and periodizing in terms of the things I need to work on, which are the time domains of the workouts, right?
Right, for sure. And yeah, by covering those different, short duration, medium duration, long duration time frames, we can really make sure you're maximizing your pace through the workouts as they go along.
Right.
Okay, so we've also been talking a little bit on how you're doing kind of a different take on rest and work this final preparation period, specifically within the week having certain rest days, and also from week to week varying how hard you're working. Do you want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, this is sort of a new style of training that we have put together. The gist of it is that we're basically going to be alternating a hard week with an easy week, and so over the course of, let's say, 8 weeks between now and the games approximately, that'll give us, say, 4 really hard weeks of training. Now, if we were to put those 4 weeks back to back in, say, a month-long training cycle, chances are my intensity would take a bit of a hit, and by weeks 3 and 4, it wouldn't really be, hard games level training. So the idea here is that when I actually get to the CrossFit Games, it's going to be, a week or less, 3 or 4 really hard days of max effort work.
Right.
So I'm kind of trying to get a few exposures to that sort of stimulus between now and the games, and the best way to do that is to maybe space them out with a bit of an easier week. So what does an easy week mean?
Well, yeah, basically what we've worked out is that those easier weeks, we're going to take a little bit of that intensity away. We're going to focus more on monostructural work, interval work, and sort of more high quality work, while kind of dropping the volume down a little bit. So that easy week really is a supportive training week for the rest of the high intensity work you're going to be doing. So gives your body a bit of rest. You're still going to be doing quality stuff, but not to the same sort of grinding level you're going to see in those harder weeks.
Right. So by easy, what we mean is that it's not so much it's a cakewalk, but that it's easier on my body.
Exactly.
So instead of doing, crazy tons of volume of Olympic lifts and strongman training and rounds of running and rowing, it might just be a running session or just be a swimming session, where I'm still going to work on an energy system, but I might not be beating up my musculoskeletal system.
Yeah, exactly. And we've, from our experience, and most CrossFitters would agree, it's a little bit easier to do just monostructural work without adding in a whole bunch of pull-ups and deadlifts and squat cleans and things like that. It's a lot harder on your body that way. So,
and all that stuff will get crammed into the hard weeks to make it look more like the CrossFit Games.
Exactly.
I like it.
All right, gang. So you've kind of taken a peek into what Lucas's training template's going to look like for the next little while leading up to the games. So each week we'll be basically highlighting some of his training and showing you bits and pieces of his actual prep. So you'll be definitely along for the ride.
Yeah, so stay tuned to our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe so you get first dibs on all the updates and sessions and info coming out online. And check out our homepage, WODtv.com. That's where all the good stuff's going to be.